Getting laid off my job earlier this year was one of the best things that happened for me. Why? Because I realized that there's no such thing as security in the world, but only in Jesus Christ. This season has been stretching for me as the Lord is leading me from being laid off to going into full-time entrepreneurship. And I have found that as he's transitioning me out of the wilderness and into a season of harvest, that I needed to be laid off because it showed me how great my God is, and it showed me how much I need God. There's a scripture that he gave me, and I want to share it with you guys. It's James 1, and it reads, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." And I can fully say, as I've journeyed with the Lord in these past couple months, as He has done a great stripping of my worldly identity and security and assurance, that I have found joy in the suffering, which is so crazy to say because even 6 months ago, or even a year ago, I would have not been able to say that. But I realized the more I trust God, the more I depend on Him, the more I see that He is faithful. He is faithful always. I believe it says in Timothy that even when we are faithless, God is faithful because He cannot deny who He is. And in this season, I found that God is really who He says that He is. I found that he is my only provider and my only security. And I can trust that with whatever instructions that he gives me, that his provision and that his protection is with me. And I can also know that even if I don't get another job, even if I never use my gifts, that I am still his child first. And I think that was one of the most important lessons I learned, that I am who I am because He is my Father. He has identified me. He has called me by name. He has formed me in my mother's womb. He has made me marvelous. Marvelous are His works, And so I am so blessed by this season, though it was difficult. Let me give you the real. It was difficult. It was difficult, but I'm at a point in my life where my faith cannot be shaken. I'm at a point in my life where no one can tell me that God is not real. And so I'm so happy that I got laid off. Yes, greater is coming. Yes, He's going to be entrusting with me with more. Yes, my seasons are changing, but my heart position towards Him will not. I think that's so important when you're transitioning into a new season. Ask the Lord what He needs to do in your heart. Ask the Lord what He wants to plant in your heart. Ask the Lord what He's trying to strip you of. So many times we run from the wilderness because it hurts. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to be suffering because in our suffering, we find that God is still good and that God is still with us and that He is all that we really need. And so I am blessed that I had such a season, though it was not the most pleasant. I'm so grateful that I'm at this point with Him. And I pray that everybody will get to this point where they know that their assurance in Him is solid.